FoxBangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, with temperatures headed into the upper 90s today, Mainers are encouraged to find safe ways to stay cool.
Plus, Maine Republicans are sounding the alarm over the potential for massive energy cost increases all across the state.
And the inspirational story of a recent high school grad who wants others to know they can succeed no matter how their lives started. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll also tell you about some of the Juneteenth celebrations coming up and why we celebrate it. But first, the big story of the day again is going to be the hot weather. Some people enjoying it, some people not so much, but you do have to take it seriously whether you like it or not, because you can get into some dangerous situations if you don't.
Right, yeah. The propensity to suffer if you don't have AC available to you or a cool body of water to swim in today, you will be uncomfortable at best.
Yeah, they're saying it could feel like over 100 today with a heat index.
Whew,
yeah.
That's crazy. But hey, let's get a check of that forecast with meteorologist Conrad Sapinski.
Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new spring and summer footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. And getting right into weather, look at these temperatures, right? Milder start to the day. We're not talking hot just yet, but get ready, folks. 90s will be back in the area, possibly record high temperatures, not only for today, for the whole month of June. The record temperature for June is 97 degrees back in 1938. We'll see if we break that today or throughout the day tomorrow. We'll, of course, keep an eye on things, but please be careful. Dangerous heat all over the region. It's also feeling very sticky, so it's feeling uncomfortable by Friday morning into Saturday morning, even into Sunday morning. Things are going to look a lot more comfortable, and dew points will be lowered. Now, we are seeing a light breeze around 5 miles an hour all over the state. No gusty winds to start out the day today, so a good sign for us. But UV index forecast for us at a 9. That is a high. So 10 to 15 minutes of burn time. Please be careful. Wear a hat, some sunglasses, sunscreen, find some shade, of course, and drink some water. Be careful out there, folks. Dangerous heat out there for today. Other than that, mostly sunny overall, though, and very, very hot, possibly breaking records not only for today, for the month of June. For tonight, though, low to mid 70s, so a lot warmer, partly cloudy skies, and then some showers and thunderstorms are possible. A small chance for that. For tomorrow, though, once again, very hot outside, near record highs, 95 degrees. Afternoon chances of showers and thunderstorms. Other than that, we're dry. Our hour-by-hour forecast is showing the heat making a return, 90s throughout the day.
All right, thank you, Conrad. We'll see you later on with your full forecast. Well, over the next couple of days, it will be important to find ways to escape from the heat, even just for a few minutes. And for those who might need a little help doing that, there are multiple cooling center options here in Bangor. And here are some of them. The Cross Insurance Center on Main Street will be opening its doors today and Thursday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Visitors are asked to use the Renewal by Anderson entrance. The Mansion Church is also open today from until 6 p.m. The Brick Church will also be opening today and Thursday from 10 until 5:30 p.m. And the Hart Community Center all week from 8:30 until 5. The Together Place on 2nd Street in Bangor will also be open on Thursday and Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. You can see on your screen that the certain city buildings will also be open a little later this week than normal, but they will be closed today for the Juneteenth holiday. The splash pad on the Davis Road is also a cooling option as well. For more details, you can go to our website, foxbangor.com, or check with your own local town, because some other communities are also opening up cooling options for the local residents.
This past weekend alone, there were 2 reported drownings in the state. And with more people anticipated to be out on the water this week to beat the heat, game wardens fear there may be more. Our Grace Blanchard spoke to a local game warden about keeping yourself and loved ones safe on the water.
All have life jackets. You can see it on the front of the board, so that's good.
As the summer weather arrives, Mainers have begun flocking to the water.
You know, the goal is for everybody to go out there, have a great time on the water, have fun, but you need to definitely keep safety in mind.
Maine Game Warden Aaron Rideout says it's imperative for people to have a plan to manage the extreme heat.
In these days where there's high temperatures, you want to make sure that you're staying well hydrated, getting plenty of water and electrolytes so that you don't fall victim to heat-related illnesses.
For those taking out their boats this summer, he says proper safety gear is a must.
You know, a whistle, fire extinguisher, type 4 throwables, throwable rings, things like that.
Rideout says it's also vital to alert someone of your plans if going on the water alone. And anyone on the water, whether traveling by boat or paddle, should always have a life jacket.
It really might come down to life and death, unfortunately.
For more important safety tips, visit our website, foxbangor.com. In Old Town, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
On a hot day like today, many people are looking for something fun to do outdoors. Our Doug Banks checked in with employees at a local amusement park to see how they're beating the heat.
Hi, thank you for calling Wild Acadia.
With a climbing wall, trampoline, mini golf, and a plethora of water activities, Wild Acadia Camping Resort is in the business of selling fun.
It all works better if guests as well as staff are having fun and enjoying their time here.
While guests find fun ways to escape the sun, it's the resort's 41 employees who help make that possible. But how do they keep the fun alive when there isn't a cloud in the sky?
For staff, it's definitely about staff safety. Heat stroke and things like that can come on quickly. We always try to make sure that staff gets the breaks that they need, go somewhere that's air conditioned to cool off.
They rotate from slide to slide or from slide to trampoline. Specifically when it's really hot, we do kind of ask the staff to dress appropriately. We'll pass out Gatorades and things of that nature. We always have a cooler in the team lead shack.
Some employees are even equipped with water guns, not only to beat the heat, but to also cultivate a fun and easygoing atmosphere.
Oh my goodness, that's one of my favorite parts of the team, is specifically keeping them happy and healthy.
And when guests from every walk of life experience happiness, that's when Dries knows their hard work has paid off.
I mean, it's ultimate joy at the end of the day. You get to be a part of somebody's memories.
In Trenton, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news now, a traffic stop led to a drug bust in Knox that landed 2 people in jail. State police say they found illegal drugs during a traffic stop on Friday, which gave them reason to search a home on Flat Road. In addition to 30 grams of fentanyl, troopers say they also found crystal meth, crack cocaine, and 10 different unprescribed pills, including oxycodone. 2 firearms were also seized. As a result of the search, police arrested 31-year-old Caleb Woodward and 34-year-old Ryan Kenny. Woodward is facing a number of charges, including aggravated drug trafficking and endangering the welfare of a child. Kenny is facing similar charges. According to police, 3 children lived in the home, and the Department of Health and Human Services has been notified.
Well, some Mainers received alerts yesterday afternoon about 911 services being down, but we've since learned that Maine's emergency system was not affected. In the original alert sent out around 2:30 p.m. yesterday, the message said that 911 services were out statewide, but no specific state was mentioned. About 20 minutes later, another alert clarified that the problem was actually in Massachusetts. The Maine Emergency Management Agency says the alert was supposed to only be sent to Massachusetts residents, but it was sent to Maine by accident. The Maine Department of Public Safety confirmed that 911 services are still operational all across the state of Maine.
Maine's senior senator questioned the top general of the Army Reserves on why their report and investigation into their role in the October 25th Lewiston mass shooting isn't complete. According to Senator Collins, the report was supposed to be completed in January. She's waiting on the report to be released before introducing what she says is meaningful legislation to help prevent a similar tragedy.
That was supposed to be finished in January. We're a long ways from January now. I was told by the secretary that she expected the Army Reserve's administrative review to be completed in a couple more weeks. That, too, has passed by. What is the cause of the delay, and when can we expect to get this? I really don't want to introduce a bill without the benefit of the findings and recommendations in this report.
The report from my side has been signed in late May. We are working on redacting it and making that available in the next couple of weeks.
I'm going to hold you to that next
Absolutely.
couple of weeks because I've heard that
Yes, ma'am.
phrase a number of times.
General Daniels says she will personally brief Senator Collins and her staff on the report as soon as it is completed.
Well, legislative Republicans spoke out yesterday about the potential for statewide energy bill increases, saying they believe costs will increase significantly for Maine businesses. At a press briefing on Tuesday, Republicans pointed their finger at Democrats as the reason why Versant Power and CMP would be increasing bills for some medium and large-sized businesses. Republicans say the increases will be between 200 to over 1,600%. And add the reason for them is so utilities can recover costs from renewable energy sources, including net energy billing associated with consumer solar energy farms. We were able to independently confirm with Versant that bills would be going up to help cover what they call stranded costs or unexpected costs incurred by the electric suppliers. But they did not offer details on the amount of the potential increases.
Imagine running a business and your electric bill will increase astronomically. And we've heard from several businesses, and I have some examples here, and you'll hear more later on, but one business had a $200 stranded cost in 2023 that will become $3,400 in 2024.
We reached out to legislative Democrats for comment, but have not yet received a response.
Very relevant conversation as we're cranking the AC.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, tomorrow is the first official day of summer, and with that, the city of Bangor discusses how they're working to get lifeguards staffed at all the pools in the area.
We'll have that story coming up, but first another check of that forecast. A hot one on the way today. Temperatures could soar to the upper 90s. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of a passing thunderstorm, lows dropping down into the mid-70s. Tomorrow, another hot one with a potential for thunderstorms in the afternoon. The highs tomorrow around 95 degrees. We'll be right back.
Make this a summer to share and save during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event in one of our capable SUVs. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer and save. Get 1.9% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
At Hood, our love for New England inspired New England Creamery. We make it with premium Hood milk and cream, then we overload it with the good stuff. Like Green Mountain Mint Chip with a rich, fudgy swirl. Maine Sweet Blueberry with real delicious blueberries. And Cape Cod Fudge Shop, packed with fudgy truffles. Hood's New England Creamery, from Hood, for New England. Try all 10 flavors.
At Planet Fitness, a lot has changed since 1998, but our membership has always been just $10 a month. As of June 28th, that rate will increase to $15 a month for new members. So if you've been thinking about joining, now is the perfect time to lock in your $10 a month rate for good. That's right. Once you join, your rate will never increase for the life of your membership. Enjoy free fitness training and equipment for every workout, all in the judgment-free zone, and all for just $10 a month. Don't miss out. Join today. This offer is only good through Thursday, June 27th.
Make this a summer to share and save during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event in one of our capable SUVs. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer and save. Lease a specially tagged 2024 Seltos LX for $189 a month.
It is time for the question. Count the number of noodles, both white and black. How many total noodles are there?
Are you one of 50% of Americans who can answer this question correctly?
Let's look at the answer. 7.
Fox Mondays. It's not about what you know.
What happened?
I got the wrong answer.
It's about how you think.
I panicked. Do not feel ashamed. You're as stupid as I am.
Patton Oswalt hosts.
Are you in the top 1%?
The 1% Club. All new Mondays on Fox and watch anytime on Prime.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, as summer kicks off, local pools are gearing up to open for the season, but many are still looking to fill lifeguard positions. According to Bangor City officials, they plan to open the Beth Pankow and Dakin pools sometime next week. Bangor's Director of Parks and Recreation says although they have a solid team of lifeguards, they're always looking for more. However, he says finding people who are willing to go through the certification process has been a challenge on local, state, and national levels for the past few years.
Yeah, it still is a challenge. The Y here in Bangor has been great. They're offering a class this weekend that it's Space Force. So again, what a better way to spend the summer than by a pool and serving a need here in the community.
Willette says lifeguarding is great for anyone looking for a summer or second job. You must be at least 15 years old to obtain your certification. Anyone interested in applying here in Bangor can visit the city's website.
Well, drivers who have special needs are sometimes overstimulated or anxious when interacting with police, especially during traffic stops. A new program is aiming to improve those interactions. The Blue Envelope program was developed by the Down Syndrome Advocacy Project of Maine. Currently, there are 21 law enforcement agencies throughout the state that have partnered to provide blue envelopes for citizens and trainings to their officers for how to have successful encounters with people who have special needs. People who use the envelope will place a copy of their driver's license, their vehicle registration, and a current insurance card in the envelope. Printed on the envelope are instructions for drivers and law enforcement professionals.
The Blue Envelope program levels the playing field in a sort of way, where this way if someone is driving and gets pulled over, the officer then sees the envelope and they realize that, okay, so they may be a little nervous, they may be fidgety, they may not exactly be paying attention to the officer and what they're doing. They realize that the envelope is there and that so it's not something that's nefarious, for example. It's just a condition that they have, or they're anxious or they're nervous.
We will hear more about that special program, including reactions from officers, on a future broadcast.
Northern Light Health celebrated today's Juneteenth holiday yesterday at the Chinchette Building in Brewer. The event was hosted by Darmita Wilson, whose family has celebrated Juneteenth for more than 100 years. She says many of her older family members were active in the civil rights movement as well. The holiday wasn't federally recognized when Wilson started working for Northern Light 4 years ago. She says she wanted to share the celebration with her work family, so she brought in several of her grandmother's dishes to share.
So I cooked a couple of dishes and it went from that to this. And so it's often good to share all of the history, and I think, to be honest about it, to be open about it, and then move forward from it.
Looks like a bunch of food and very educational materials. Sounds awesome. Wilson says she's excited to be able to share her family's history and culture and celebrate that Juneteenth is now a federally recognized holiday.
Well, a food drive for Eastern Maine Community College students will help to keep minds sharp and their bellies full. Our Callie Warren with that story.
Yes, the community's really come out to support us. We're really blessed.
The brightly colored balloons outside the Orono IGA are an eye-catching sign that it's time to give back. They belong to a table that, on Tuesday, was filled with donations for the Eastern Maine Community College Food Pantry. Shelf-stable foods, along with produce, hygiene, and baby products, and monetary donations, were collected and loaded into an EMCC van totaling over 350 items.
It means everything to our students. It's very hard to succeed if you're hungry or if you know you're going home and you don't have food for your family that day. Everyone needs a helping hand once in a while. There's no shame in that. And this is solidarity, not charity. This is students helping students.
The pantry helps students keep food on the table so they can focus on their success instead of worrying about their next meal. Students say it's a huge help and a vital support system.
To improve their lives, improve their families' lives, and improve their ability to focus specifically on their schooling is very nice. And just seeing that the community is willing to help these students do that is very nice as well.
If you want to donate to the pantry, visit our website at foxbangor.com.
We're hoping to make it a monthly tradition. We're still working that out. So hopefully you'll see us every month in the future.
In Orono, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A great idea.
Yeah, that message of it's very hard to succeed if you're hungry is so important.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:19. After the break, you know that song? It's getting hot and
Oh, yeah,
so hot. Okay.
I'm not going to sing the rest, though.
As Maine and the rest of the country faces a potentially deadly heat wave. That's not part of the song.
No, we'll see how the country is faring, plus that local weather forecast coming up on Good Morning Maine.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
I have prepared a Thomas's breakfast for you to savor together.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, are English muffins from England?
Heavens, no. They're from the pantry.
Are you from England?
Nay, I am also from the pantry. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
I'm adding Downy Unstoppables to my wash. Now I'll be smelling fresh all day long. Still fresh.
So fresh.
Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection. Try for under $5.
Let's do this.
Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Current qualified lessees can get this Trailblazer for around $249 a month. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Randy, hit it!
Dance along, sing along, and play along.
I want to dance with somebody. That is correct!
Name that tune. All new Mondays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Welcome back, everyone. Millions of people all around the country are facing life-threatening, potentially record-breaking heat.
These scorching temperatures also impacting the West Coast, where more than a dozen wildfires are burning. Fox News senior national correspondent Jonathan Sari has the story.
I'm doing very badly with the weather. Thank God for air conditioning.
The official start of summer is still days away, but the first heat wave of the season is already here.
We'll probably go to the town pool. Just open it up.
Millions of people from Iowa to Maine are sweating under heat alerts this week. Meteorologists warning some cities may see their hottest temperatures in years. Forecasters predicting highs into the 90s and possible low 100s in some areas. And the high humidity could make things feel even worse.
It's going to be extremely hot and uncomfortable. In fact, it'll be dangerously hot.
In New York, the governor activated 50 National Guard members to help in any heat emergencies. Cooling centers, pools, and splash pads also opening up across the I-90 corridor. Officials now urging residents to stay inside and hydrate. According to the CDC, extreme heat kills more than 1,200 people every year.
It's a silent killer of so many, and we want to make sure you're checking in on your neighbors, checking on your friends.
Meanwhile, out west, dry heat is making it even harder to control several wildfires. This includes a fire burning in New Mexico that forced some 7,000 people to evacuate on Monday.
The U.S. Forest Service is on the ground right now working directly with their state and local counterparts to fight the blaze.
The South isn't escaping from the wild weather either. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the Texas Gulf Coast, which could bring heavy rain and coastal flooding to the area. In Atlanta, Jonathan Sari, Fox News.
Well, thank goodness we don't have the same kind of fire danger around here. I checked the website a little bit ago. It says we're moderate. We'll still want to be real careful without any outside burning out there because you don't want to start a forest fire or anything like that. Also, another note, they're going to be closing Bass Park today because of the heat. Normally they have horse racing out there, but it's going to be too hot for the horses and the drivers. Just a few of the things that are going to be changing because of the heat today.
Yeah, I've seen some warnings online. If you're on certain medications, you should be more aware that you could be more prone to overheating.
Right.
But, you know, if you work outside, it's going to be hard to stay hydrated, so just take breaks if you can.
Yeah, be patient.
Yeah, right. And the time now is 8:24.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
And our main weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new spring or summer footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, get ready. We have lots of things to talk about, especially this heat. That is the first thing we got to mention. Excessive heat warnings have been posted till around 8 p.m. today. I do think tomorrow, once again, we're going to have that as temperatures are back in the 90s. Now, there is some air quality advisories that are out till around 3:45 p.m. later on this afternoon. This is especially closer to the coast, but it's just going to feel very hot and very humid as well, with lots of sunshine, especially for today. Our average is right around 75. We're going to be well above average. New record highs Wednesday into Thursday, possibly record highs for the whole month of June. Record high is 97 degrees back in 1938. And then we're going to cool off finally into the 70s and 80s, even below average temperatures, especially by Sunday. We're going to be hovering in those upper 60s, even to lower 70s. Now, overall, though, just a few passing clouds, not really a lot to talk about on our end with the clouds, right? But with a lot of sunshine, a few clouds here and there, with temperatures will warm up just like that, right back into those 90s. Now, the Midwest and the upper Midwest had some severe weather last night. Still seeing a little bit of storm action going on, stretching all the way from Oklahoma up north into northern parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan as well. Southern Canada, you're getting in on some showers as well. Now, for us, though, mainly tomorrow night, we are looking at potentially a few sprinkles, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. We'll keep an eye on things. Of course, if there's any severe weather, we do think severe weather chances are pretty much going to be non-existent. But with thunderstorms, you just never know. We'll keep an eye on things. Now, the next 5 days, we're looking at potentially around maybe half an inch of rain here in town. A lot more the more north you go. So Greenville and north of that, possibly close to 2 inches of rain the next 5 days. So a good rainmaker will be back, especially closer to the end of this week. Now for today, though, mid-90s, mostly sunny skies, June record highs. We will see how things go. And of course, a lighter breeze. Now for tonight, though, low to mid-70s, partly cloudy skies, a few rain showers, maybe a thunderstorm is possible as well. For tomorrow, though, partly cloudy skies near record highs once again, back in those mid-90s, and then possibly some rain showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon hours. Our extended forecast outlook does show a cool down on the way, decreasing clouds on Friday, and then 70s back Saturday into Sunday.
An official message from Medicare.
A new law is helping us save more money on prescription drugs. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, our drug premiums are zero, and our out-of-pocket costs are low.
I enrolled and I'm saving money. If you're single and make less than $23,000 a year, or are a married couple making less than $31,000, you may qualify and save. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp.
I'll be honest. By the end of the day, my floors, yeesh. But who has the time to clean? That's why I love my Swiffer WetJet. It's a quick and easy way to get my floors clean. WetJet absorbs and locks grime deep inside. Look at that. Swiffer WetJet.
Planet Oats so creamy and not watery like.
Exactly, and unsweetened, has 0 grams of sugar.
And don't forget, it's an excellent source of calcium. Wow, Planet Oat really has it all.
You guys are so right.
No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Chase's Family Restaurant and Hideaway Lounge or from Chick-fil-A. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Blind Faith Tattoo, Bangor, K&M Auto, Holden, Old Town Redemption Center, and Twin City Tile Brewer.
Sunday, it's a summer of stars as the U.S. hosts the world's best players for Copa America. This is the championship of the Americas. USA versus Bolivia, Sunday on Fox.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is meeting with North Korean leaders in Pyongyang. It comes as both countries vow to resolutely oppose U.S. efforts in Ukraine and the Korean Peninsula. A warm welcome as Vladimir Putin visits North Korea for the first time in nearly 25 years. During Putin's two-day visit, talks are predicted to focus on beating U.S.-led sanctions and strengthening military cooperation. The Biden administration admits it is concerned about the closer ties. This trip is also expected to highlight Russia's need for weapons and North Korea's need for technology and economic assistance. Putin proposes developing new payment systems he sees as not being controlled by the West. Kim Jong-un traveled to Russia last fall. The White House says it will follow this ongoing visit closely.
Well, meanwhile, the anti-government movement in Israel is growing and getting more aggressive. On Monday night, protesters took to the streets of Jerusalem, demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The political instability escalated significantly in recent weeks following the resignation of two centrist former generals from the wartime unity government. Netanyahu is now forced to rely on far-right and ultra-Orthodox lawmakers to stay in power, making it less likely that Israel will sign on to that U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal. Meanwhile, further up north, American diplomats are scrambling to contain an increasingly violent situation along the Israel-Lebanon border. Fire between Hezbollah and the Israeli military has surged there in recent days, prompting President Biden to send a special envoy to Jerusalem and Beirut.
Boeing's embattled CEO was brought before Congress to answer questions about its safety culture, following even more claims from whistleblowers about faulty parts. Senators want to know what the company is doing to fix what critics call a broken safety culture. The problems haven't stopped for Boeing. Just last week, Southwest Airlines said one of its Boeing 737 MAX 8s recently plunged mid-flight, at one point only 400 feet from the Pacific Ocean. Senator Richard Blumenthal also brought up a new claim from a whistleblower that he was told to hide evidence from the FAA. Boeing says it hasn't received a new order for one of its MAX planes in 2 months.
Well, pop star Justin Timberlake is arrested on Long Island, New York for an OUI. Police in the village of Sag Harbor say just after 12:30 on Tuesday morning, Timberlake drove through a stop sign and didn't stay on the right side of the road. According to documents obtained by Fox News Digital, Timberlake had a strong odor of alcohol on his breath, did poorly on all the sobriety tests, and refused to do a breath test. He was held overnight before appearing in court and then getting released on his own recognizance. A spokesman for Timberlake's lawyer, Ed Burke, says, quote, "No comment from Mr. Burke at this time." Probably something they'll deal with later on.
I know we said it last hour too, but you'd think with all the money that you just get an Uber.
Call an Uber. Set a good example. I was reading in another report too that the officer who pulled him over was too young to know who Justin Timberlake was.
I saw
which
that
is a good thing
too,
but you know, he's just treated like any other normal person.
That was probably quite jarring for him. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, after escaping her past and getting into foster care, one George Stevens Academy graduate is reflecting on where she came from and how bright her future could be.
We'll have that incredible story and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Commercial vehicles can be dangerous, and they usually carry big insurance policies. So whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or a big rig like this, we know commercial vehicle accidents, and we know how to get you the big money you may deserve. If any commercial vehicle hurts you, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
These local businesses would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back
back, everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. It's also time for the annual Juneteenth celebration.
Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated holiday to mark the end of slavery in the United States. It marks the day in 1865 when federal troops arrived in Texas following the Civil War to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people were freed, because a lot of folks weren't, even though it was the law after
They didn't even know it happened until the federal troops arrived in Galveston, I believe it was, to let them know what was going on.
Right, that's crazy. It came a full 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. It is considered the longest running African American holiday, but in 2021 it became officially a federal holiday. And of course, folks in Texas kind of have had a much longer standing tradition of celebrating it than other folks throughout the United States. So
there will be another number of celebrations held here in Maine today as well. And because it's a holiday, you should know that a lot of I think federal offices, that sort of thing, are closed. Brewer Parks and Rec closed for the day, that kind of thing. So a good time to reflect on our history.
Yeah, good point.
All right, speaking of history, on this day in history back in 1775, George Washington was commissioned by the Continental Congress as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. In 1910, the first ever Father's Day celebration was celebrated in Spokane, Washington. It was inspired by Sonora Smart Dodd, who was the daughter of a Civil War veteran who raised 6 children on his own. The first Father's Day celebration was held at a local YMCA, but it wasn't until 1972 that President Richard Nixon signed a law declaring Father's Day a permanent national holiday.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that late. I'm so glad they finally did it.
Pretty recent.
Yeah.
In 1939, legislation was passed in Atlanta, Georgia that made pinball machines illegal. At the time, it was seen as a form of gambling.
I feel like somebody just lost some money and they're like, you know what, I need to start a bill.
No more of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 1953, Julius Rosenberg and his wife Ethel were convicted of conspiring to pass U.S. atomic secrets to the Soviet Union. They were sentenced to death and were executed at a prison in New York. In 1978, Garfield appeared in newspapers around the U.S. for the first time, and he's been loved ever since.
Yes.
In 1987, the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana law that required schools to teach creationism. It ruled the law violated the First Amendment because it was intended to advance one specific religion over another. And in 1999, horror novelist Stephen King was hit by a car and severely injured while walking along a road in rural Maine. He later purchased the van that struck him and wanted to raise money for charity by allowing people to beat the van with a sledgehammer. However, his wife Tabitha talked him out of it.
Probably a good idea. It sounds like something he would do too.
Yes,
you know,
right.
But
I'm so glad he's okay, because that was a bad accident.
Yeah, he almost died. He bought the van originally because he didn't want somebody else to buy it and use it as like a
family van.
Like something like,
right.
or like a souvenir from that terrible tragedy or something like that.
Right.
And then he wanted to do something funny with it, but, you know.
I get
Clearer minds prevailed
I
on
think
that
Tabitha was right, but at the same time, I would have been tempted to do the exact same thing, or myself attack it with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, make light of the situation.
Right.
All right, today's birthdays include actress Zoe Saldana, who is 46 years old today. Rocker Ann Wilson from the band Heart is 74. We all love her here.
I love Heart. That's awesome.
Pop singer and dancer Paula Abdul is 62 years old today.
Cool. All beautiful and talented women. Happy birthday to them.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along now. We've said it once. We'll say it 100 times more.
Going to be a scorcher out there.
Right. Thank you. You took the words out of my
you.
mouth.
Yeah.
Here's Conrad Sapinski with the forecast.
Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new spring and summer footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. And getting right into weather, look at these temperatures, right? Milder start to the day. We're not talking hot just yet, but get ready, folks. 90s will be back in the area, possibly record high temperatures, not only for today, for the whole month of June. The record temperature for June is 97 degrees back in 1938. We'll see if we break that today or throughout the day tomorrow. We'll, of course, keep an eye on things, but please be careful. Dangerous heat all over the region. It's also feeling very sticky, so it's feeling uncomfortable by Friday morning into Saturday morning, even into Sunday morning. Things are going to look a lot more comfortable, and dew points will be lowered. Now, we are seeing a light breeze around 5 miles an hour all over the state. No gusty winds to start out the day today, so a good sign for us. But UV index forecast for us at a 9. That is a high. So 10 to 15 minutes of burn time, please please be careful. Wear a hat, some sunglasses, sunscreen, find some shade, of course, and drink some water. Be careful out there, folks. Dangerous heat out there for today. Other than that, mostly sunny overall, though, and very, very, very hot, possibly breaking records not only for today, for the month of June. For tonight, though, low to mid 70s, so a lot warmer, partly cloudy skies, and then some showers and thunderstorms are possible. A small chance for that. For tomorrow, though, once again, very hot outside, near record highs, 95 degrees. Afternoon chances of showers and thunderstorms. Other than that, we're dry. Our hour-by-hour forecast is showing the heat making a return, 90s throughout the day.
Thank you, Conrad. Well, a 17-year-old George Stevens Academy graduate is a survivor who is now embarking on a new journey.
Our Jody Hersey sat down with Olivia Larrabee to hear her experience in the Maine foster care system and how it has shaped her future.
It's good to show where my journey kind of began. Both of our parents were heroin addicts.
Olivia Larrabee is an overcomer. When she was just 7 years old, she was removed from this home and placed in Maine's foster care system.
They put my brothers into a separate car. They put me and Ava into a separate car. And my oldest brother was like, just take care of Ava.
Olivia lived with a foster family in Ellsworth before she and her sister Ava were adopted by the Larrabee family in Sedgwick.
She went into supervised visitation with one of her biological parents, and she walked in at 7 and checked their arm and saw track marks and left. And I knew at that moment that that was my daughter.
The Larrabees not only provided a home, they provided structure, safety, and love to both girls. So when 17-year-old Olivia was getting ready to graduate from George Stevens Academy, she told her mom she wanted some of her senior pictures taken outside of the home the Department of Human Services removed her from all those years ago.
It was a really powerful moment. What you don't see is her old toys were still in the yard. I mean, it was like a time capsule.
Larrabee has no doubts that her less than ideal upbringing shaped her into the person she is today.
I'm the first one of my siblings to graduate high school so far, and I'm going to go to college in the fall.
Larrabee is spending her summer working several jobs in order to pursue a degree in radiography at the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Her family has also created a GoFundMe account to help her accomplish her dream.
I think if I could tell my younger self anything, I would say there are brighter things ahead and to just hold on.
In Sedgwick, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Story, huh?
Yeah, well, and I'm so glad that she's using her experience to reach out to other folks and be like, okay, you know, if you're going through it, especially if you're younger, there are better times around the corner. Just push through.
Yeah, hopefully there are other kids out there that I know there's an awful lot of them who have been in state custody. This can kind of show you what you can do. It helps to have the support from families like the Larrabees, who are just incredible, who have been helping those kids all along the way. By the way, Mrs. Larrabee wanted to point out on social media yesterday, it wasn't the family that made the GoFundMe page, it was Olivia. Yeah. Olivia wants to go to college, and so she started that fund herself, and hopefully she'll get a lot of donations from that, and we look forward to hearing from her in the future to see what she does.
College is really expensive.
It's so expensive, so good luck to her, and thank you, Olivia, for sharing your story.
Yeah. All right, right after the break, Tyler Cruz has our sports updates.
Don't go away.
Crockett's Excavation and Auto Repair, located in Ellsworth, does it all. Whether you're looking to clear a lot, put in a driveway or road, or establish proper drainage, Crockett's Excavation has you covered. Crockett's Excavation takes pride in the fact that our work stands the test of time. Reach out today for a free estimate.
There are plenty of good reasons to have a dock at your camp or lakefront home, and to choose a ShoreMaster Premium Dock System or Floating Poly Dock System from Hammond Lumber Company. Lightweight and durable, ShoreMaster high-grade aluminum docks are easy to install and maintain, and poly docks are perfect for dealing with deep or fluctuating water levels. Both offer a wide range of available configurations. There's a ShoreMaster or a poly dock system that's right for you, and you'll find it at Hammond Lumber Company.
If you've been in an accident with a truck, making the wrong call can be costly. Evidence and witnesses can disappear. You need to stop that from happening. These are some of the most complicated cases for a law firm, but not if you call one that handles truck cases every day. Call a law firm with the resources, experience, and power to go after every dollar you deserve. If you're hurt in a truck accident, call Joe. the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Tell them you mean business.
Introducing Tailwaggers Mobile Pet Grooming. We bring the salon to your doorstep. With Tailwaggers, your furry friend receives top-notch care and attention from baths, haircuts, and nail trimming. We do it all. Say goodbye to stressful trips to the groomer. Tailwaggers makes grooming a breeze. Tailwaggers Mobile Pet Grooming, where convenience meets quality. Book your appointment today because your pet deserves the best.
Crockett's Excavation and Auto Repair, located in Ellsworth, does it all. Whether you're looking to clear a lot, put in a driveway or road, or establish proper drainage, Crockett's Excavation has you covered. Crockett's Excavation takes pride in the fact that our work stands the test of time. Reach out today for a free estimate.
America's oldest ballpark hosts a celebration over a century in the making. MLB at Rickwood Field, only on Fox.
What a night it was at TD Garden on Monday. Welcome back in, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. With a dominant victory over the Dallas Mavericks, the Boston Celtics are finally NBA champions yet again.
Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
We did it! Oh my God, we did it!
This group of guys that's been through so much in the league, they know what it takes. There's a group of guys in that locker room that decided they wanted to win on day one.
You know, we've been playing together for 7 years now. We've been through a lot, you know, the losses, the expectations, the media, you know, have said all different types of things. You know, we can't play together. We were never gonna win. We heard it all.
What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now?
Honest, I can't even put it into words. Just Bill Russell and what he's meant for me through my Boston journey. For this to be the Bill Russell MVP award, and I got nothing, man. I don't even know what to say. I feel it's unreal.
Jason, I'm curious to know what you said to Deuce after this, but I guess I'm more curious, what did Deuce say to you?
He told me that I was the best in the world. And I said, you damn right I am.
Yeah, the doubters, they may be quieted now, but they'll be back. You know, they'll probably be back next year. I'll embrace that moment the same and get after it yet again.
Awesome stuff at the Garden. Let's hope they can do what the 2008 team didn't and win multiple. Let's transition now to a huge event this weekend. The Gran Fondo Hincapie Bike Race returns to Bangor Saturday for the third consecutive year. The ride, one of 7 in a nationwide series, is expected to bring hundreds of cyclists from all 50 states and around the world. Participants can choose between a 15-mile, 52-mile, and an 80-mile course to ride. With all of that scenery that comes with any course they choose, Bangor is a perfect hub for this event.
This is actually my favorite course out of all the 7 that we have. It's just very picturesque. You go through Orland and you're just like, wow, look at these trees and this farmland and everything. And then next thing you know, you're at Wadsworth Cove looking at a rock beach. It's just, for lack of a term, it's just insane, like how varied the terrain is here.
Looks cool. The biggest goal of the ride is to introduce people to cycling and create a love of the sport that could lead to it becoming a career, like the race's namesake, George Hincapie, he had. So you might want to keep your eye on the road Saturday because, well, the next Tour de France competitor could be out there in Bangor.
Really, it's get people excited about riding bikes. George did 17 Tour de France's. He was one of the greatest American cyclists of all time. We don't know where the next George Hincapie is coming from. 60% of the people coming are brand new. Who knows? It could be June 22nd, 2024 is that person's first ride, and that would be awesome.
That sounds like a fun event. Let's go to the Diamond now. Over at Hadlock Field, the Sea Dogs taking on the Flying Squirrels in Game 1 of a 6-game series, and former UMaine alum Nick Sinicola is here to visit. To Hadlock Field we go. A huge crowd on hand tonight. Love to see it. The former Black Bear Sinicola on the hill for the Flying Squirrels. Here he is getting Roman Anthony swinging. Nick is 5-2 so far on the season. Getting some defensive help here later on from first baseman Brady Whalen, who robs Marcelo Meyer of extra bases, and they just beat him at first for the out. Moving on now, Eastern League Player of the Week in the third inning, Kristen Campbell belts a single to deep right. That is one long single. Kyle Teal is going to come around to score after the catcher mishandles the throw. That makes it 2-1 Sea Dogs. They go on to win it. 12-11 is the final, and the Dogs are back in first place. Staying on the diamond, the Maine Senior All-Star Softball Games taking over St. Joseph's College on Tuesday, with baseball set for Wednesday. The Class C and D All-Star Game started off the day in the afternoon, with A and B taking place at night. A great way for the athletes to wrap up their careers with a little bit of fun competition after states last week. Some of the week's All-Stars will be moving on to play in college, and while others are suiting up for the final time.
Yeah, it is a little bittersweet. I'm kind of sad about it, but it was great having the girls to play with, and a lot of girls I know from travel, and a lot of girls I've played with for a lot of years here, so I'm very excited for today.
It's pretty sad, and it's my last ever game, but I made a lot of friends from all the other teams, so it's cool to get to play like one game all together, and I've played with some girls from travel teams, so getting one last game with them is really cool.
Staying on the diamond now, in the sports world, Tuesday night mourns the loss of baseball legend and Hall of Famer Willie Mays. The San Francisco Giants announced Mays' passing on Tuesday evening at the age of 93. Mays is all over the record books in the MLB, famously known simply for the catch in center field in the World Series against the Yankees, but he was an inspiration to athletes all over. Coming from the Negro Leagues to having a Hall of Fame career, and he's not just an athlete, but a man that will be missed by many. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back.
Any slow zipper knows you'll enjoy your drink from McDonald's longer than anyone else.
Savor every sip of your favorite any-size soft drink for just $1.29. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually.
Right, Tom.
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 You doing that on purpose?
Tam.
Tam.
How have we got to Tam?
Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
This summer, savor that longest-lasting bowl of chowder, that longest-lasting fireworks show, and that longest-lasting vacation. And now, at the Toyota Summer Sales Event, savor that great deal from the longest-lasting brand. You could get a select, well-appointed, and luxurious all-wheel drive Highlander with 4.75 for $60, which could save you up to $2,100. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Savor the summer. And see your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
You can't leave without cuddles, but you also can't leave covered in hair. With Bounce Pet, you can cuddle and brush that hair off. Bounce, it's the sheep.
If you have to ask why it's important to start your day early, here's your answer.
Kick your morning routine into high gear with any sized iced coffee for just $1.99.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Penquis is planning to open a new child care facility in 2026. The facility, called Bright Beginnings, will provide quality child care to families in the greater Bangor area. Programs will focus on education and development, as well as school preparation for young kids. Penquis representatives say it will be helpful for working families.
This just really means greater access to high quality care for children. It also means an opportunity for parents to be able to work, because if you can't find quality care, you can't get to work.
The facility will be located on Broadway in Bangor. Penquis officials say a mix of federal and city funding plus private investment is being used to pay for the building's construction.
Boy, and the need is so great around here too. That'll be a big help.
Yeah, definitely good news.
Yep.
All right, now here's one last check of that forecast with meteorologist Conrad Sipinski.
And our main weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new spring or summer footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, get ready. We have lots of things to talk about, especially this heat. That is the first thing we got to mention. Excessive heat warnings have been posted till around 8 p.m. today. I do think tomorrow, once again, we're going to have that as temperatures are back in the 90s. Now, there is some air quality advisories that are out till around 3:45 p.m. later on this afternoon. This is especially closer to the coast, but it's just going to feel very hot and very humid as well, with lots of sunshine, especially for today. Our average is right around 75. We're going to be well above average. Record highs Wednesday into Thursday, possibly record highs for the whole month of June. Record high is 97 degrees back in 1938. And then we're going to cool off finally into the 70s and 80s, even below average temperatures, especially by Sunday. We're going to be hovering in those upper 60s, even to lower 70s. Now, overall, though, just a few passing clouds, not really a lot to talk about on our end with the clouds, right? But with a lot of sunshine, a few clouds here and there, with temperatures will warm up just like that, right back into those 90s. Now, the Midwest and the upper Midwest had some severe weather last night. Still seeing a little bit of storm action going on, stretching all the way from Oklahoma up north into northern parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan as well. Southern Canada, you're getting in on some showers as well. Now, for us, though, mainly tomorrow night, we are looking at potentially a few sprinkles, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. We'll keep an eye on things. Of course, if there's any severe weather, we do think severe weather chances are pretty much going to be non-existent. But with thunderstorms, you just never know. We'll keep an eye on things. Now, the next 5 days, we're looking at potentially around maybe half an inch of rain here in town. A lot more the more north you go. So Greenville and north of that, possibly close to 2 inches of rain the next 5 days. So a good rainmaker will be back, especially closer to the end of this week. Now for today, though, mid-90s, mostly sunny skies, June record highs. We will see how things go. And of course, a lighter breeze. Now for tonight, though, low to mid-70s, partly cloudy skies, a few rain showers, maybe a thunderstorm is possible as well. For tomorrow, though, partly cloudy skies and your record highs once again back in those mid-90s, and then possibly some rain showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon hours. Our extended forecast outlook does show a cool down on the way, decreasing clouds on Friday, and then 70s back Saturday into Sunday.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Open Tuesday through Sunday. We are pet friendly, so your furry friends are always welcome to join you at your table. You'll love the tradition of the Lucerne Inn.
When it comes to automotive and heavy equipment repair, trust the experts at CTI Service Center, located in Old Town and Milford. CTI offers heavy-duty part sales at our Old Town location, as well as on-the-road service with our heavy-duty mobile units. CTI also offers tire sales, including mount and spin balance, as well as Old Town's only heavy-duty alignment system. CTI Service Center diagnoses issues swiftly and accurately. For reliable service and peace of mind, give us a call or visit us online at ctiservicecenter.com. CTI Service Center, simply the best.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
When you smell the amazing scent of Gain Flings, time stops. And you realize you're in love.
Steve!
With a laundry detergent. Gain Flings, seriously good scent.
I'm sweating.
This summer.
Welcome to 25 Words or Less.
The celebrities.
First time you two have met each other.
Yes, I have to say I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. I didn't recognize you, but...
Are throwing shade.
You've been great against each other. You've become closer friends.
Yes, a lot has transpired. But just know, when we leave here, I will block Melissa's number.
5 days a week.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Open Tuesday through Sunday. We are pet friendly, so your furry friends are always welcome to join you at your table. You'll love the tradition of the Lucerne Inn.
Well, here's something you probably didn't know about crows. New research suggests they can count up to the number 4. They can also match the amount of calls they make when shown a number. According to a new study led by a university in Germany, A group of crows were trained over 160 sessions to understand an association between visual and auditory cues from 1 through 4 and produce the corresponding number of caws. Crows aren't the only animals that are good at math. Chimpanzees can also be taught to count. Male frogs use counting to woo potential mates, and scientists believe ants may retrace their route by counting their steps as well.
Oh
kind
my
of interesting.
gosh.
Crows
All sorts
are
of
smart.
jokes in my mind right now.
Yeah.
I love crows though. If
Do ya?
I could have a pet crow, that would be the only bird I would ever have.
They are smart. I made the mistake of feeding one some lobster a couple years ago down at my parents', and I think it is the same crow that keeps coming back year after year. And now he's terrorizing all the cats in the neighborhood.
Well, then
dive
you need to
bombing.
give him something again.
Well, I would, but now they want him to go away, so they don't let me feed the crows anymore.
Well, feed him like far away.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, looks like we're about out of time. We'll be back tomorrow on ABC 7 and Fox 22 at 6 a.m.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Today on 25 Words or Less, a performer who can make a bad script good and a good script, she doesn't get a lot of those. It's Melissa Peterman. And joining Melissa are sisters Carly and Julia.